welcome you to a special episode of the Sweet Lavender Knits podcast. My name is Christine and I'm coming to you from just outside of Toronto, Ontario in Canada. That is not me, that is Charlie, my dog, my Labradoodle, who's a year and a half, and he's just come on a walk with us outside, and I thought I would film this episode outside to sort of maximize on the daylight. So switching over to me now. Hey, so you can find me on social media on Instagram as sweet_lavender1 and on Ravelry as sweetlavender1. I wanted to film outside today because it is a beautiful day. It's a little chilly. I have my Color Affection shawl by Vera Valimaki on me, and just this is not a hand knit hat, but it is definitely perfect for today. The reason I'm doing this short video today, it's going to be shorter than my usual. It's not going to be my full podcast. So if you are new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. I just want to say that if you are new, I would like you to go over to the last knit night that we had and maybe watch that for my usual content. But this one is just going to be about a knit along that we are going to have, and I just wanted to give all of the details in the knit along. So starting off with in November, starting 1st of November all the way to the 30th of November, we are going to be having the November sock along, and it is for both knitting, crocheting, and any other way you can make a sock. So all crafts are welcome. We have a Ravelry group. It's called the Sweet Lavender Knits group on Ravelry. So come on by, check us out. And that is where I'm going to be opening up the chatter thread. Actually, it has been open already, the chatter thread. So feel free to start your post off with sharing what you will be knitting, the pattern, if you have one, as well as the yarn if you've chosen it, and have fun. And hopefully we can all cheer each other along and just have fun with it. What I ask is that you knit a sock at least, and as soon as you're done with the first sock, you can enter it in the finished objects thread, which I have not opened as yet, and I will be that was Charlie. I will be as of the 1st of November, or maybe a few days after if I don't get around to it on the 1st. So the reason is because there have been a lot of you who've commented in the past that you would love to knit socks but you're not sure, or it's not worked out for you. Well, I can definitely point you to great tutorials of where you can work your way through a sock. You can pick the pattern. It can be as easy as a vanilla sock, or it can be something with a little bit more pattern to it. And I can obviously shamelessly plug in and promote the two sock patterns that I have. The Downtown Shorties, if you're going for a Shorties sock, and Shorties are welcome, is a very, very easy pattern where you are literally knitting almost all the stitches except for the ribbing where you have to do some purling. There is also, if you want to try out a little bit of a lace pattern, there is recent pattern, which is the Herbstblatter socks, and so feel free to try it out. If you are knitting one of my sock patterns and enter your sock or socks, if you do a pair, in the finished objects thread, it will count for 2 points, and that's just an incentive. You don't have to knit my sock pattern, you can knit any pattern, and that's fine. So that's all I can think of. Oh yes, and I guess the last thing would be that the finished objects is 1 count for a pair. So if you knit a sock pattern first and then a few days later, then you get to see. So that is our freight train, and it takes about 10 to 20 minutes depending on how long it is usually. So this is about 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, here we are. So yes, like I said, you can knit any pattern, and if you are knitting one of my patterns, then it would count for 2 points. And if you are knitting a sock, then that counts as 1. But if you were to finish the second sock in that pair, you could just put it on as an addition, would only still count it as a point, if that makes sense. Every sock of the pair would not count for 1 point. I think that's only fair for those that are knitting faster, and if you are knitting a pair, and for someone who's knitting a lot slower and needs to knit 1. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. As you can see, it is beautiful fall here, and most of the leaves, if they are still green, are changing slowly, and I've lost the fall colors now. It's more like the going from green to yellow, and then it falls off. I've got sun in my eye now, so I'm gonna end it here. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you, and thank you for joining me today. And for all of you who are going into work or having to leave home, be safe, be well, and until next time, happy knitting. Bye bye.